Well, while globally cases are increasing in Europe, lockdowns are being lifted and people starting to travel further and further afield. Some countries have opened their borders, but not all of them. So freedom on one side, but not necessarily the other, leading to quite confusing situations. Well, France 24's Julie Dungeloff and Clovis Casali are on the Franco-Belgian border, and we can speak to Clovis now. Clovis, how are things going where you are right now? What kind of freedom of movement is in place as things stand?
Well, a rather strange and unusual situation indeed. We are here at the border between Belgium and France. Here in Belgium, in Moucron, and just the other side over there is Waterloo on the French side. You can see the Café de la Douane, the customs cafe, a rather revealing name. It's closed for the time being. The whole street, the whole area is rather quiet today. But at the same time, you've got shops here, mostly food and tobacco, that are really busy usually because French people head into Belgium looking for cheaper prices. And let me show you these blocks of concrete over here. These blocks of concrete until last week were set up as roadblocks with Belgian police conducting checks, preventing people from coming in. Except that Belgium now has decided to allow French customers and French people into Belgium to do shopping, much needed business, of course, for Belgium. But at the same time, you've got the French authorities officially closing their border, which means that if you have French people coming into Belgium to do some shopping, when they return, they can get fined by the French police. So a rather peculiar situation indeed. And as you can see also, there are no barriers on the other side. We don't see any French police, but we are told by people that French police have been giving out fines in recent days. I met one man yesterday who told me he got fined 500 euros in recent days as he was crossing regularly into Belgium to buy cigarettes, tobacco, food, shopping in general. So a rather peculiar situation indeed, and it clearly shows you that the two countries, Belgium and France, are at odds regarding this situation, the reopening of borders, a clear lack of coordination.
You'd mentioned it there, Clovis, but the huge business ties between those two neighbours. How has that been affected? How badly has it been affected, and how are people managing?
Strong ties indeed between France and Belgium. All along the border, sometimes you just need to cross a street to get into another country, to cross the border. We went to parts of the border where you have Belgium houses facing French houses, no visible border between the two countries. And yesterday we were talking with the mayor of Moucron, which is the Belgian border town. Well, the mayor of Moucron was telling us that she was struggling in recent weeks. Ever since the COVID-19 pandemic started, she was struggling to inform her people on what the regulations were, on what the laws were, because they kept changing overnight. She was telling us that authorities on both sides of the border were taking decisions without really asking people here what the situation was, and therefore people are a bit lost, were a bit lost. They are getting a bit more clarity currently. We also spoke to people owning shops here, telling us that during the lockdown, they lost 75% of their customers, as most of their customers come from France looking for cheaper prices. So these shops on the Belgian side were extremely worried during the lockdown, and it's kind of a strange situation. You have Belgium, France, two countries that are friends for many years, who are neighbors, of course, who are founding fathers of Europe. And clearly you've seen with this COVID-19 pandemic that it doesn't mean that these two countries have a clear common strategy.
Okay, Clovis, thanks indeed for that. Clovis Casali there on the Franco-Belgian border, part of our team along with Julie Dungeloff.